Before I switch to English, I would say a couple of words, a couple of lines rather. Мы уже привыкли.
We have become accustomed to the lies that are constantly being spewed in the chamber of the Security Council. Comrade Nebenzia decided to quote from an interview from a media outlet called Medusa. I'd like to ask Comrade Nebenzia, excuse me, why he doesn't quote the interview in full. Let me quote that interview, who the representative of Putin wanted to use for his purposes. I'm quoting. These are the words of the woman who he mentioned, and I'm quoting. Sometimes Russian soldiers gave dry rations to the basement, and then after lowering these rations, they tossed grenades into the basement. You wanted to quote that interview. Why didn't you quote the whole interview? This is about your humanitarian assistance, after you provide that humanitarian assistance, you toss grenades. That's an interview from the same woman who you mentioned.
I would like to make my further statement in response to the hypocritical questions by Putin's representative. After the video we saw with the shocking images from Bucha, Irpin, Matizhin, and other sites, he should ask these very questions to himself. How have Russians got to the cruelty of Nazis? When have you started enjoying acting like Nazis? Killing civilians, attempting to redraw internationally recognized borders, setting the task to finally resolve the Ukrainian issue, like Hitler attempted to resolve the Jewish issue. When did you miss the point of Russia's turning into the Nazi-style cancerous tumor? Unable and unwilling to stop expanding and bringing to neighboring nations sufferings, destruction, pain, and death. I'm appalled over your cynical and outright lie that you don't hit civilian targets, and that is why you're moving so slowly. You hit the civilian targets and you kill the civilians. Shall I quote your own words of yesterday in the press conference that you gave here in the headquarters, where you said that civilians are killed by your army? Or shall I not? Shall I play the video? You said this is a war. Civilians are killed in the war. It's a warfare, you said. Or perhaps in your mindset, a children's hospital in Mykolaiv, destroyed by the Russian strike yesterday, was a military target. And perhaps a child killed as a result of the strike was a Ukrainian nationalist. The only truth you've said is that you are not moving as planned. And the only reason is the resistance of the Ukrainian army and the Ukrainian people, not your smart military planning. The Ukrainian people who realize quite clear what the Russian world in reality means. And we thank the international community for the solidarity with Ukraine. Ukraine will win in its territory, and the entire world will win, despite the threats that a criminal and a liar throws in the face just in the Security Council chamber. Finally, if there is anything that we have to thank the Russian representative for, it is his acknowledgement at yesterday's press conference that Russia is waging war against Ukraine. War, you said several times, not the special operation. And I consider this confession shall impact the UN assessment of what is going on in the center of Europe. Perhaps it was the unique moment when we should believe what a fully accredited representative says in the United Nations. Hence, once again, a reminder to Putin's diplomats. Ribbentrop denied any knowledge of concentration camps, racial extermination policies, yet was found guilty at Nuremberg war crime trial. And we all know what happened to him on the 16th of October, 1946. I thank you.